Show, the exciting talk show right here in Murgatroyd City. And tonight, Les Tomac's first guest is the famous or infamous, depending upon your point of view, Flashy the Paper Doll. That's right, folks. No matter what you may believe, there really is a living, breathing paper doll, and she is here tonight making her first television appearance right here on the Les Tomac Show.
Welcome to the show, folks. You're a lively audience tonight, and that's wonderful because we've got a real live one here tonight. Yes, that's right. A living, talking, walking paper doll. We're not kidding. Those reports you heard of Flashy the Paper Doll, walking around Murgatroyd, through Dead Center Park, those skateboarders who are protesting in her favor, yes, ladies and gentlemen, there really is a living, walking, breathing paper doll. And it's Flashy. And Flashy's our guest here tonight, and I want all of you to give a resounding welcome to Flashy. Of course, I'll be asking her questions, and she's going to be talking to all of us and telling all of us exactly what it's like to be a paper doll. And, of course, she's going to focus in on the hard issues, too, the prejudice that's being directed toward her and the movement that's out there to try to protect her. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Flashy the Paper Doll.
Thanks for the warm welcome, the warm introduction. You have no idea how risky this appearance on your show is for me. The senator is looking for me. The mayor is out to get me. Gosh darn, I must have a death wish to even show here tonight. Thank you for all the security people, Les. I just hope I can get out of here in one piece tonight. Oh boy.
Flashy, Flashy, Flashy. So glad that you're here, Flashy, and the audience loves you to death. I won't let the mayor get you, Flashy, and I won't let the senator get you either, Flashy. And again, I understand and I appreciate that you took a great deal of risk to be here on my show tonight. And so I'm just going to ask you point blank, Flashy, how do you feel about these people that are against you? What's your opinion of Senator Devane, of Mayor Perensky, of this Dr. Hubert Slokowski? Tell us, Flashy, what do you think about these people?
Since you ask me, Les, I will tell you. The illustrious Senator Devane is a prejudiced jerk. And Murgatroyd's Mayor Perensky is an angry idiot. And this so-called Dr. Hubert Slokowski might as well be a torture priest from the Spanish Inquisition. So do you have any more questions you would like to ask me, Les?
Les Tomac here. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry we couldn't have Flashy the Paper Doll back on again tonight, but as you know, she and her wooden boyfriend are on the run. But we have as our guest tonight the young French art critic, prodigy, Le Chance. And he's going to talk to us about Blatson's art, our own local artist, Blatson. But first, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring out and introduce you to the existential comedian. Come on out here. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, audience, hello. Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? Well, on the surface level, because Les Tomac invited me. But on a deeper level, because my mom got pregnant during the New York blackout. Well, the third reason that I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, is because the taxi driver was quick enough to avoid a collision near Dead Center Park. Les Tomac was too cheap to hire a limo to bring me here. Thanks, Les. Anyway, the fourth reason I'm here is because I couldn't get invited to anybody else's show. Thanks, Les. So anyway, why am I wearing what I'm wearing? Well, you may think it's a 70s retro thing, but there was oil in that taxi cab seat, and on the way, I got the driver to stop at OK Will, and I grabbed this old leisure suit. Great Will was already closed, but OK Will was still open. We didn't have a Goodwill here in this town. You know, Murgatroyd. Anyway, I just want to tell all of you fine people in the audience that being here reminds me of being a kid again, sitting on the floor staring at my mom's left foot while she painted her toenails. Yes, this reminds me of my mom's left foot. It just didn't go anywhere, just like this act isn't going anywhere. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This has been the Existential Comedian. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to the young art critic prodigy from France, Les Champs. Je suis Les Champs. Les Champs, c'est moi. Yes, first of all, I think that Americans, particularly residents of Murgatroyd, just do not understand what Blatson is trying to say, what he's trying to do. In the ballerina with a diseased left leg, that is a commentary on modern society. That diseased left leg, that's the plight of women in American society. That's what that represents. That's what it is, fine people. And the lazy engineer on a rainy day in Spain. Well, that's addressing the angst that people worldwide feel. It's a commentary on angst. That's what that represents. You can see it all over the lazy engineer's face. Yes, I think Blatson is ahead of his time. He's a herald. He's bringing postmodernism to new heights. That's what I have to say. And je suis les champs. Les champs, c'est moi. Thank you, LeChance. Thank you, Existential Comedian. And, of course, thank you, audience.
News
and now we have a
alert.
news bulletin coming.
CRZY News Bulletin Alert. Humilla's son here. Dr. Hubert Slokowski of the Divine Humanity Cathedral is apparently missing. Members of the group report that Dr. Slokowski has not been seen for the past 3 days, his vehicle is gone, and there is no sign of him at either the temple or the rectory. It is believed at this point in time that he may be the latest victim of the Murgatroyd serial killer, although no body has been found as of yet and authorities are not ruling out the possibility of a kidnapping. Dr. Hubert Slokowski is a prominent local figure here in Murgatroyd and a father of Murgatroyd Times columnist and CRZY News commentator Imogen Slokowski. We repeat, Dr. Hubert Slokowski is apparently missing. More details later as information becomes available. Humilla's son at CRZY News.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, audience, television viewers. It's the Left TOMAC Show. And boy, have we got a show for you tonight. This band that's going to be performing here for us tonight, they had one hit after another, and then they kind of faded out for a while. But they've made an incredible comeback with Sad Girl Crying in the Rain. And that is none other than Fling, Jammerson, and the I broke your heart. You went to Arby's, and when we broke up, you fled to Mickey D's. Now we're apart. I see you at Dairy Queen, and just last night at Dairy Queen. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. You broke down and you cried at the Chinese buffet. Then I saw you down at Taco Bell just yesterday. I miss the good meals. What can I say? But it takes a lot more than some good food to make me stay. Sad, sad girl crying in the rain. Yes, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. Whoa, 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 whoa.
How about your heart? You went to Arby's. And when we broke up, you fled to the keys. Now we're apart. I see you at Dairy Queen. And just last night, at Dairy Queen. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. You broke down and you cried at the Chinese buffet. Then I saw you down at Taco Bell just yesterday. I miss the good meals. Oh, what can I say? But it takes a lot more than some good food to make me stay. Sad, sad girl crying in the rain. Yes, she's a sad, hungry girl crying in the rain. Oh, oh, oh.
Well, this is just too much, Emma Jean. Yes, even though you won't believe it and you'll keep pointing the finger at me, this time I didn't do it. Somebody beat me too, dear old daddy. Oh, yes. I went to the Cathedral of Divine Humanity, trying to find your father. But Dr. Hubert Fakowski was being whisked out by some strange figures. I don't know who they were. They didn't see me. I was crouching, hiding. They took your father away, Emma Jean. Of course, the press will have a field day pointing the finger at me and blaming me, as you already have, in your begging, whining, and pleading for your dear father. Don't worry, Emma Jean. I don't have him. I will get him one day, if I choose to. In the meantime, forces bigger and more powerful than I have taken your father. Who they are? Who knows? Goodbye, Emma Jean. This is the Murgatroyd serial killer. That's TOMAC here, and this evening we have a very, very distinguished guest. We have none other than Dr. Getrick himself. So everybody give a good welcome to Dr. Getrick.
Absolutely, Les. Thank you for having me here on your show, Les. First of all, both Flashy the Paper Doll and Wood Pulp Boy represent an amazing breakthrough in modern science. They are both living, breathing artificially created life forms. They were created in my biotech laboratory, and they each possess human DNA. This outrageous overreaction from authorities and the government is just unbelievable. Flashy is harmless. The story has been put out that I was knocked unconscious by either Flashy or Wood Pulp Boy. I am here to set the record straight. I was knocked unconscious all right, but it was not by either one of them. It was an unknown assailant, a third party other than either Flashy or Wood Pulp Boy, who whacked me in the head with some kind of blunt object. When I finally came to, the SWAT team and Lieutenant Skitters were there in my laboratory, but Flashy and Wood Pulp Boy had already left. And quite frankly, I am glad that they
Welcome, good people of Murgatroyd studio audience, and of course all you wonderful viewers at home. I'm Les Tomac, and this is the Les Tomac Show. And tonight on our exciting show, we have Rita Reticent and the Hesitations. We're going to talk to Rita in a minute, but first, Rita Reticent and the Hesitations are going to perform their smash hit, Thin Two-Timer. Come on out, Rita Reticent.
Thin Two-Timer, Thin Two-Timer. 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 Thin
Rita, thank you, Rita and the residents. All of you, I know, absolutely enjoyed that performance of Thin Two-Timer. Well, Rita, have a seat here and tell our studio audience and the viewers at home a little about your group, a history of the band, and a little bit about that song.
When I started out with the Hesitations, the other girls were afraid to go on stage, hence the name of our group. Cute boys hitting on us got us out of that. Our first hit song was based on one of my exes, you know, Les, that song we just now performed, that Thin Two-Timer? Well, that was the hit that made it all the way up to number 2 on the charts. Anyway, about this ex of mine. Well, it turned out that he was going around banging the lead singer of virtually every girl group out. The Tell Me Nots, the Love-It-Alls, the Main Squeeze. Let me tell you, he did all of them. And he expected me to stick by him and put up with it. Sorry, I had no aspirations to be another Tammy Wynette. And yes, to tell the truth, I had a few flings of my own. I even once got laid by a boy band. Well, I suppose the word laid is a little melodramatic. It was a threesome or ménage à trois. I was the creme filling in the center. A certain cookie comes to mind. And oh, it was very, very sweet. And absolutely decadent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Les Tomac here. We're having a very different, special edition kind of show tonight. As most of you here in Murgatroyd probably know, Dr. Hubert Slokowski of the Divine Humanity Church has come up missing. So tonight we're having his daughter, Imogene Slokowski, here on our show. And I want to, with no further ado, we're going to go straight to Imogene.
Thank you, Les. Thank you, Les, for having me here on your show. As you know, my father, Dr. Hubert Slokowski, has been abducted, and both I, myself, and the Murgatroyd authorities believe it was by the Murgatroyd serial killer. Interestingly, although the serial killer has been taunting me and threatening to kidnap my father and harm him, this same voice, this caller claiming to be the serial killer, ultimately denies having abducted my father. He maintains that it is not him who abducted my father. I think he is doing this just to torment me further.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Well, yeah, sadly, Imogene, I don't think it's at all unreasonable to think that it could indeed be the Murgatroyd serial killer continuing to talk to you even after he's kidnapped your father. Your father was a very well-known, well-liked, and well-respected, prominent minister here in city of Murgatroyd. I don't know of any other people besides the Murgatroyd serial killer who have any motive or desire to kidnap or to harm your father. And then let's hope that the man's still all right, and let's hope that he'll soon be freed. Imogene, I know this has been very trying and traumatic for you, being his only daughter, and I know this is obviously having an impact on his congregation and the Divine Humanity Cathedral, as well as the citizens of Murgatroyd who are outraged that this sadistic serial killer has continued for 4 years now and claimed some 22 victims, and now apparently has abducted Dr. Hubert Slokowski. So, well, audience, we're going to also take some phone-in calls tonight to our show, and here in just a moment, in fact, there's a call coming in right now, and we're going to take that call. Caller number one, we have you on the line. This is Uncle Frank here. Y'all probably recognize my voice because I call in a lot over there to the CRZY, all them call-in shows, and I'd like to give my opinion. And appreciate you having me on to call in here, Les TOMAC. I've been watching your show here for I don't know how long, and I've been seeing Emma Dean Slabowski over there. My wife, Vicky, reads her column in the Murgatroyd Times a lot, and I've been seeing her there on CRZY. Listen, I'm sorry to hear about your daddy, about Father Hubert there, the Slokowski. I don't know why this Murgatroyd serial killer, I don't know why they can't catch him. I mean, look at what he's doing. The man's obviously some kind of a demented, deranged sadist of some kind, and I feel sorry for all the families of these young women that he's killed. And I've seen where this young Clint Anderson, this young senator that's running, he says he's going to catch the serial killer. He's going to do something about this if he gets elected. And somebody needs to do something about it. Well, anyway, I've said my piece, and I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
Les TOMAC Show originally aired on November 16, 2013 and features Imogene Slokowski discussing her best-selling book The Ineffectual Male. We hope you enjoy today's retro
It's really great to be here tonight to talk about my new best-selling book, which reveals what pathetic creeps men actually are. You see, male-dominant behavior towards women has not changed since the time of Neanderthals. Men were brutes then, and they act like brutes today. The earliest women were slaving over a fire cooking mammoth meat. You, little lady, are slaving the kitchen today with all the nice whiz-bang state-of-the-art appliances. But for all the many advances in technology, it took 500,000 years for women to even get the right to vote. Men have only grown more sophisticated in their methods of oppression and debasement of women over the many eons of the evolution of mankind. Men's minds back in the days of the cavemen were focused upon the same sex-driven petty issues that they are today. Little has changed, little lady slash.
Good evening, this is Les TOMAC, and tonight we bring you on our retro series, the retro show from originally aired on October 10th, 2015, less than 2 weeks after Apron Head had burned down the paper doll factory and killed the factory owner and himself. And on this episode we had Dr. Derrickson, whom you may recall was Apron Head's psychiatrist. So we're going to go straight to that show. It is once again the Sivata sad devil to which the media have sunk in venerating and eulogizing an obviously deranged psychopath who is responsible not only for his own death, the death of the very company president who marketed Apronhead's paper doll, and the destruction of the very factory which produced the ghastly little thing. The entire catastrophe was one great self-destructive act which reveals how sick and abominable Apronhead really was. Certainly not a role model for healthy children. Which brings us to the dreadful invention which the media claims is at least indirectly responsible for all of this. The official version holds that Apronhead felt betrayed and sold out when his androgynous little paper doll, Flashy, was sold to the Japanese. I say, so what? That's just supply-demand capitalism at its best. If the Japanese can build a better paper doll, then I say more power to them. And then, of course, there's my colleague, Dr. Getrick, who actually has created a living, breathing paper doll, Flashy the paper doll, and I'm sure you've been seeing the reports around town where she's been popping up, being chased by an insane clown. But let's look a bit deeper at the societal implications of Flashy, both the paper doll item that the children bought as well as this creature walking around. By marketing her to boys and girls alike, Apronhead destroyed traditional family values. The awful prospect of little boys playing with paper dolls leads one to realize that 20 years from now we'll end up with more of the effeminate cowards that Imogene Slokowski so aptly describes in her wonderful book, The Ineffectual Male. In the end, Apronhead's demise should not be venerated, it should be celebrated. And Les Tomac, I want to thank you for having me on your show tonight.
The August 14th, 1969 episode of the Les Tomac Show, with special guests Vincent Vincini, the founder and owner of Vincini Cosmetics, and his young daughter Judy, the Nasabibs, with their tribute sung to the Apollo 11 moon landing astronauts, and the new young minister Dr. Hubert Slokowski, who recently founded the Divine Humanity Church in Murgatroyd City. Enjoy today's show and remember to stay close to your telephone when Les Tomac does the exciting random phone call to a viewer, the segment where he will talk with one of our viewers at home, chosen at random, and your voice will actually air during the show. And here comes Les Tomac now, ladies and gentlemen.
She like to put a little bit of her Play-Doh into the jar of Vincini face cream. And sometime she like to put a little bit of sand, off into the jar of Vincini face cream, She always like to add something to the face cream.
Sweepstakes. Peel a label off the new Vincini Ultra Deluxe Triple Star Italian Salad Dressing and you could win a trip to see Sophia Loren in Rome, Italy. You will stop off near the island of Scorpios near Greece and have dinner with Jackie O and Aristotle Onassis. Then you will dine on pizza nearing the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Send your Vincini labels here, with your name and address filled out on them, to the Les Tomac Show at CRZY TV station, where every single day Les Tomac will spin the hopper and draw one lucky winning name from the hopper.
show? Today's guests are the group Feral Stringer and the Yo-Yos with their new hit single When You Left Me
Exciting
Last
new
Night.
Skylab is falling sweepstakes. If you can guess the correct date that Skylab crashes to Earth, we will send you free tickets to be in the studio audience at the late TOMAC show. And if you correctly guess what continent of the Earth that Skylab crashes on, we will send you on a cruise ship vacation to that part of the world. Send your name, address and phone number to the Les TOMAC show care of CRZY.
Vincini Ultra Deluxe Triple Star Face Cream from Vincini Cosmetics. With new ingredient Elastiflux. Elastiflux gently jerks and pulls the outer layer of epidermal skin on your face to make it feel invigorated and fresh and young. The most exciting new skin product developed by face cream scientists at Vincini Cosmetics.
Oh, well, when you left me last night, I went out and I got tired. Oh, if you leave me tonight, I'll go out and I get tight. But you know I'm trying with all of my might. Baby, you know you're out of sight. Baby, you are out.
Oh, well, when you left me last night, I went out and I got tried. Oh, if you leave me tonight, I'll go out and I get tight. But you know I'm trying with all of my might.
Was manned by 3 different 3-man crews for periods of 28, 59, and 84 days, during which many scientific experiments were conducted. Since early 1974, the uninhabited Skylab had been slowly descending. Early in the year, it became apparent that the 77-ton space station would re-enter the atmosphere in the summer. Skillful manipulation of Skylab's small amount of maneuvering capability, combined with good fortune, resulted in debris reaching the surface in the Indian Ocean and in sparsely populated areas of Australia, causing no damage or injuries.
Baby, you are out.
Presents the Les TOMAC show. Tonight's featured guest tonight is Judy Vincini of Vincini Cosmetics. And here comes Les TOMAC.
Ha 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 ha. Les TOMAC here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are viewers at home. We welcome Judy Vincini here. She is the owner and CEO of the Vincini Cosmetics Corporation, right here in Murgatroyd. Of course, it's national in its influence and its distribution. It's a major cosmetic company, and you may recall 10 years ago, when Judy was still just a little girl, I had her father, Vincent Vincini, the founder of the company, here on my show. And today, all grown up and in charge of the company, we have Judy Vincini. So, Judy, tell us, how did this new Elastiflux ingredient in the Ultra Deluxe Triple Star Face Cream come into being? What is Elastiflux?
Well, as I am sure you recall, Les, my beloved father, Vincent Vincini, was on your show back in 1969, and he joked about how I would put Play-Doh in jars of Vincini face cream. Well, when I grew up and took over the company, I got to thinking, hey, skin is kind of like putty or dough, and if our brilliant scientists at Vincini could come up with an ingredient that would gently pull and tug at your skin, that would do wonders for any woman's complexion and would eliminate wrinkles and keep your face fresh and young looking and feeling. So I talked to some of our research team and the Vincini lab, and that's how the new ingredient was
The Les TOMAC
created.
show are provided luxury suite accommodations at the Super Deluxe Ultra Hotel of Murgatroyd, where every single room, every meal, and every day of your stay is absolute unsurpassed luxury. Need to get out of the house and away from the kids for a night? Come rent a Super Deluxe Ultra Hotel suite and lounge in our fabulous swimming pool, have drinks in our lounge and then relax in your vibrating bed while watching the Les Tomac Show on CRZY television.
Healing components of shea butter, there are many skin-related benefits. Restores life and luster to your skin and hair. Helps to erase and reduce wrinkles, fine lines, scars, and stretching. Collagen production stimulating.
Country Time tastes just like that good old-fashioned lemonade.
Not too tart, not too sweet.
Country Time lemonade flavored drink with natural lemon flavor. Country Time, Country Time.
At great prices. It was true of warts in 1922, and it's still true today. The Road Tamer belted is warts' best, biased belted tire. Two rugged fiberglass belts help tame rough roads, while polyester cord body plies provide a smooth, comfortable ride. Now
welcome to a very special edition of the Les Tomac Show. As you know, the serial killer is at large. He has been identified, and Murgatroyd is on fire. Under these grave circumstances, I have asked my colleague here at CRZY, Imogene Slakowski, to come on our show to tell us exactly what she's learned about the identity of the serial killer and how that came about. And she has a little bit of a bombshell she's going to reveal for us a little later. Welcome to the show, Imogene.
Thank you so very much, Les. Glad as always to be back here on your show. I only wish the circumstances were better. Well, as you know from your news reports, the serial killer began sending me cassette tape recordings that contained voices and personal information that eventually led Lieutenant Skitters to be able to identify the serial killer as the brother of the infamous Apron Head. Eric Niedermeyer has been identified as the serial killer, and a manhunt is taking place nationwide for him as we speak. Meanwhile, as you know, large portions of Murgatroyd are going up in flames as firefighters battle the inferno. The serial killer claims responsibility for all of these fires, and based on what his brother Apronhead did, I have no doubts it is indeed the work of Eric Niedermeyer.
Yes, I think it's fairly clear that the serial killer did indeed set the fires. Imogene, you said you had a bombshell you were telling me earlier about the personal identity, the personal heritage, the parentage of the serial killer. So if you would, please tell our viewers of what you've uncovered. Thank you, Imogene.
Yes, Les. One of the things that the serial killer sent me in the mail was DNA and a vial of blood that our own independent laboratory has confirmed is in fact the DNA of Judy Vincini, the owner and CEO of the Vincini Cosmetics Corporation. The serial killer, Eric Niedermeyer, claims that Judy is in fact his mother, and our tests do confirm that. He also maintains that Flashy the paper doll was created using Judy Vincini's DNA, and we do not have a way at this time to verify that, seeing as how we do not have any DNA samples of Flashy, but I see no reason that he would simply make something like that up. So I would say it is a strong possibility that Flashy the paper doll is in reality his sister, as he claims, created from the DNA of his mother, Judy Vincini. What a shock to all of us. TOMAC Show. Tonight's exciting and inspiring guest is none other than our own Senator Devane.
Welcome to the Les Tomac Show tonight, and ladies and gentlemen, we have the honor and the privilege of the great Senator Devane here is our guest tonight, and we welcome Senator Devane. Hello, Senator. Thank you, of course, for having me here on your show, and I want to reassure all of our viewers out there, Murgatroyd will be rebuilt. When you re-elect me, I will see to it that federal funds continue to pour into the city to rebuild everything that burned down. Everyone here who lost a house or home, you are eligible for funds, and I will see to it that you get these funds. For those of you who are still living in fear, I want to assure you that the Murgatroyd serial killer is dead. The young skateboarder Timothy Lawrence, whom you saw me pin the medal on the other night, he escaped and he saw the serial killer burn to death in the fire. There's nothing else to worry about than the serial killer. And we will rebuild Murgatroyd, and we will rebuild Murgatroyd into a great city, and it will be a great city. Better than it was before the fire. I assure you this from the bottom of my heart. So vote for Senator Devane. I will bring this city to the next level. Thank you very much. Thank you, Les.
Try the new Vincini Ultra Deluxe Super Triple Star Authentic Italian Pizza Pie with imported mozzarella cheese. Mamma mia, it's
Vincini Super Ultra Deluxe Triple Star Genuine Italian Pizza Pie with Super Ultra Deluxe mozzarella cheese. Mamma mia.
Welcome to the Les TOMAC Show. And today we have an unsung hero, sort of a local celebrity. Everybody knows him as kind of our resident philosopher and commentator, but nobody's ever really seen him that much. Well, you may have seen him in public, him and his wife, maybe down at Drifty's or one of the other places in Murgatroyd. He and Aunt Suki, his wife, live over in Flattown, but they're here in Murgatroyd all the time. Anyway, for years now, he's been calling in to various shows, including some of the ones that I've hosted. He likes to call in to TV shows. He likes to call in to local radio shows. He always has an opinion and something interesting to say. And we're welcoming today Uncle Frank to our show. Welcome. And one of the things we're going to do, Uncle Frank, here is go ahead and play a clip from one of your recent call-ins on TV. As a matter of fact, this was a sort of a man in the street interview during the funeral coverage of Uncle. This was Uncle Frank during Senator Quint's assassination, the funeral coverage of the assassination of Senator Quint. So here comes Frank. And I've been raised in these parts, and I watched Senator Quint come up. I've seen him bring the paper doll in the Murgatroyd factory, the factory here to Murgatroyd City. And my wife Suki and I was watching TV the other day when the funeral was going on, and we seen that Vincini Al with the makeup corporation throw a flower down on his casket. And Suki started crying. She was touched by that. And hell, if every one of them that touched him had been there, they wouldn't have had room for all of them. Anyway, you see how much money they spent on that funeral? Hell, they spent more money burying him than it takes to build one of them there Apache helicopters. didn't you or me die, they'd just sewed us to the ground and poured dirt over us, and that'd been all she wrote. That'd been the end of it.
Retro TOMAC show is brought to you by Vincini Pharmaceuticals, a division of Vincini Cosmetics Corporation. Do you need greater focus and attention? Try the new Vinci Focus Fix, the thin little over-the-counter capsule that expands and opens your consciousness and heightens your awareness. Side effects include, but are not limited to, minor ear irritation, frequent nosebleeds, mild intestinal discomfort, racing thoughts, extended daydreaming, sleepwalking and sleep talking, increased libido and extended erections, and minor rashes of the inner thighs. Should not be used by middle-aged women with anger management problems, pregnant cheerleaders, or bisexual men with speech impediments. Vincini is not liable for any consequences resulting from the abuse and misuse of Vincini Focus. Use only as
Hello there, viewers. Les Tomac here. As most of you are aware by now, my new bride, Imogene, and I are away on our honeymoon, having just gotten married a few days ago. So in our absence, while we're out enjoying our extended vacation, our extended honeymoon, the producers here at CRZY are going back to the Les Tomac show and presenting from the vast archives of wonderful shows some exciting blasts from the past. Yes, today is another exciting retro Les Tomac episode. I'm sure you will remember this one from a few years back. It's well before Imogene and I knew each other, and who would have known back then that we would become husband and wife? But here she is in all her glory on this wonderful episode, reading from her best-selling book, The Ineffectual Male.
Just like his overbearing father and his father before him, today's ineffectual male stomps his feet and grinds his heels into the ground like a 5-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. He will yell and scream and bark at you to have his hot dinner ready while he slugs away cold beer and has the football game on TV up so loud your nerves are already a wreck. Does he ever pick up after himself? Of course not. He expects you to cook and clean and wait on him hand and foot, and then after he gets sloshed he will take off with the boys for a night out playing poker and chasing after other women in sleazy clubs. But he rules the roost, little lady, and you've been subservient to this brute for the past 50,000 years. Men never change. The male nature is as brutish and domineering as it was back in the days of Neanderthal, and you, little lady, are his maid, his cook, his punching bag, his sex object and any other demeaning role to which he chooses to relegate you. And you have cooperated with your oppressor. Oh yes you have.
Vincini Ultra Deluxe Triple Star Gourmet Coffee. The coffee that's 5 times better than any other coffee produced in the modern, civilized world. And enter the new sweepstakes to win a lifetime supply of Vincini coffee. Make your life 5 times better.
Welcome to the Les Tomac Show. This is your host, Les Tomac here. I want to start the show out by apologizing both to the audience and to our scheduled guest here, the Murgatroyd fashion model, Sharon Cielo. I want to start out by saying that Murgatroyd is under attack. The news reports have been on a great deal about the wooden thing on a rampage of destruction. So even though we're going to go ahead with this regularly scheduled program, I just want everyone to understand, including our wonderful Sharon Cielo, that the program tonight is subject to interruption by news bulletins because this is an ongoing story. The National Guard is on its way to attempt to deal with this wooden creature who suddenly reappeared after the recent dismemberment of Flashy at Super Deluxe parking lot. All of you may recall there was a female victim who was killed, and Flashy was cut apart by a copycat serial killer, apparently, from the video footage captured there at the grocery store from the surveillance cameras. An unidentified skateboarder believed to be Timothy Lawrence, and of course picked the pieces of Flashy up, put them in a grocery cart, and disappeared to whereabouts unknown. Neither Flashy nor the skateboarder have yet been discovered or identified. Anyway, let's get back to the subject of our show tonight while we await further details on the crisis in Murgatroyd. Tonight's guest was an upcoming fashion model. She was on the verge of breaking it big nationwide. She is from Murgatroyd, and her name is Sharon Cielo. And unfortunately, she was one of the women who was accidentally victimized by the tainted Vincini face cream, the low-level acid that was present in thousands of jars Vincini face cream that were sold nationwide. And of course, all of you may recall there was a class action lawsuit. And of course, the settlement in the class action is never very great normally for the individual participants because there's so many thousands of them. And so the amount has to be divided up, and it's usually a very small amount that they end up with. Unfortunately, because of the way our system operates, the attorneys tend to get a much, much bigger share on the whole than any of the individual class action lawsuit litigants, participants in the case do. At any rate, this young lady will be telling us her story, and we will are honored, quite honored actually, to have Sharon Cielo as our guest tonight. So welcome, Sharon.
Thank you very much, Les. I am very glad to be here tonight. My name is Sharon Cielo, and I was quickly becoming a successful fashion model. I had appeared on the covers and numerous magazines and had been in a couple of television commercials when I began to notice what at first looked like an acne breakout on my face, and which of course turned out to be permanent scarring of the epidermal tissues by a low-level acid, which it was later revealed had been placed in the Vincini face cream by none other than CEO Judy Vincini herself. As all of you may recall, there were nationally televised Senate hearings into the tainted face cream in which Senator Quint and others questioned Judy Vincini, but there was no direct action taken against her, and very soon after the hearings ended we were to learn that she was romantically involved with Senator Quint. How convenient. She got off the hook scot-free while thousands of women nationwide have to live with scarred faces. I have been to 4 different dermatologists and each one of them told me there was nothing they could do, I will just have to live with it. And yes, as Les accurately pointed out, the settlement that we victimized women received was so minuscule that it was an insult. But I know that CEO Judy Vincini is somewhere out there watching this program tonight, and I just want to say to her that her day of reckoning is at hand. Justice may not always be swift, but it can be excruciatingly exact when it is finally meted out. And justice is very much the same thing as karma, actually, there's no escaping it, that's an absolute certainty. Judy Vincini, I am here tonight to say that you will not escape your karma. Ha 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 ha.